Hello everyone, I hope you enjoyed the last video on the Wild Man slugs. It's quite fun testing them out. I know the Day State and the Falcon, they were probably only two rifles that got on with the slugs. Day State especially, that enjoyed both the lighter slug and the 13 grain. So if you remember back, I think we had 11.8 grain disc shaped based and 13 grain disc shaped based. Day State got on really well with those, right at 40 and 50 yards. Falcon, that was okay with them. It was like a 10mm group at 20 yards, going out to 40 yards, about an inch group. But like I say, the Day State Wolverine really liked them. I've had a bit of feedback off Wild Man. They are going to produce a slightly wider 11.7 grain slug, so it will probably fit the barrels better, and as soon as that's produced, I'll try and fill the barrels again, and I do expect that things will improve, because it was all down to the how it fit the barrel. Right, so moving away from Wild Man, while I was doing the testing for Wild Man, I noticed that Pro Hunter slugs had come out with a really lightweight 2.2, and that weighs 17.8 grains, which is lighter than the JSB 18.13s or the Bisley Magnums at 21 grains. So this is well within a pellet weight. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to test the Pro Hunter 17.8 grain in 2.2. So the Air Arms S200, which has got the CZ barrel, and the Webley Lightweight, which has got the Latham Walford barrel. I will also test them out through my Hatsan Gladius and Galatian. I think the barrels on those are actually produced in-house by Hatsan, but very accurate rifles as well. But we'll see how these suit the barrels on these four particular rifles. So the first two rifles in the test will be the Air Arms and the Webley Lightweight. I'll probably start off by doing a magazine of shots with each rifle at the backyard range, and then I'll take it down to the Tinsley Park Shooting Club range, and we'll push them out further. And I'll probably do a similar thing with the Hatsans as well. So coming up in the next tests will be the Pro Hunter 17.8 grain 2.2 slugs, and they are dish based. Now they come in a tin like this, but inside the tin they come in like a jeweller's bag, nice and padded, keeps them well protected when inside the tin. Quite decent slugs, they are hollow points, so I'm hoping they do well. Slugs are quite a popular thing at the moment, especially with FAC air gunners, but also within the 12 foot-pound category as well, because they are doing well. So if any of these are any help to you, or you're interested in them, they'll do like tester packs you can buy, but I suggest if you're interested, is just contact them, tell them what you're shooting, and they'll probably suggest one for you. So we'll see you in a minute on the backyard test. Right, we're going to start off with the Webley Lightweight with a 0 in with 18 grain JSBs, and hopefully We won't have to waste so many of these slugs zeroing in. I'm going to go for the top target. Okay, I don't need to waste any more. It's on. I've not cleaned the barrel yet, so we'll just see how they go as it stands. Okay, I'm just going to fire 5 shots. In fact, I'll load it up with 8, but I'll fire 5. Just about big enough for the mag. Don't need to fire any more, they're accurate. Okay. So I'm happy with those results, so I'll move straight onto the air arms now. Okay, so next up was the air arms. Using the aided, the GSB 18.13 grains. Okay. Okay, go down 2 clicks down. I think we should be there. Bit thicker magazine, probably do better for the slugs, but on target. Okay. Right, not quite as well as the other one. I've not cleaned the barrel, and that's what I'll do before I get down the range. But it is grouping in the right places. So far it's looking quite good. 20 yards, they're all grouping. So I'll get the Hatsan rifles down and we'll see how they compare. Got the Hatsan Gladius. Okay, shooting the Hades first. Top target. Okay, it's on. Don't need to waste any more. So straight on with these slugs. Bottom target. Okay, not quite so good. So moving on, we go with the Hatsan Gladius. Nice. Okay then, top target. Right. So, see where this one goes. Same on, so it wants to come down. Still good now. Better. So uncomfortable. Right, go for the slugs. That's better. Get on slugs then. Okay, the grouping. Trying that. Okay, grouping really well. So, I think that's 22 shots fired. So the next time you'll see the rifles will be down at the range. And I'll try and clean all the barrels and lube up the slugs before I get there as well. But they all seem to like the slugs. Okay then folks, Saturday morning, 5 to 7 in the morning. We have got a wind blowing. It's about a 9-mile-an-hour wind, so hopefully the slugs will cope. As before, I'll start in with the 18 grain JSB jumbo heavies and then we'll take it from there. So going for the top target, straight between the eyes, and we'll see where the pellet ends up. No idea. One. Just go and check on that. Right, I'm actually going to go for the bottom target now. That's it. What's the goal? Let's go to the left. Going too far now. Yep. Should be on it now. Go. Oh, man. 2 kicks to the right. Okay then. I think I've zeroed in at about 8 shots, so I'm going to do same as yesterday. I'll see if I can do 5-shot groups. Well, I did clean the barrels last night, and I've also lubed the pellets, the slugs. The range is 40 yards as it was in the last lot of tests we did down here. Okay then. Top target. Jesus. The only downside to this rifle is the magazine's not quite deep enough. They do fit, but as you can see, they're slipping out of the O-ring because they're all lubed up. Right. Oh shit, they're coming out already. So that's 3 on top, I've got to fire 2 more. As you can see, these are slugs and they're as accurate as a pellet. They're probably really doing well in the wind. Very pleased with that. 40 yards for the slugs. So that's with the Webley lightweight. It does tend to like these. Try to get a bit tight now. So as not to mess the top group up, I'm going to fire the bottom target. I've got a bit trapped in the mag there. Okay then, so that's a Webley lightweight, done really well. I'll stick a new target up and we'll put the air arms through it. Okay then, got the air arms up next. Starting off again with the JSB Jumbo Heavies at 18.13 grains. Just collected one of the slugs up and it splats just like a normal pellet would. Really and that's a slug. So they do deform on the hard tog. It's just like a pellet. Okay then. For the top target. I think we're okay for wind, it's the elevation, which you would expect anyway. I'm talking 2.2, so they're going to drop more than a 177 anyway. Let's see where this one goes. For the bottom target. Oh, I see. I'm going to give it a click to the right. That's it. Okay then, straight over to the slugs. Okay then, top target. Okay, I'll call it at that. 5 shots, I believe. I'll put another target up and then we'll go straight on to the Hatsan Gladius. Okay then, straight onto the Hatsan Gladius. Now I've got different target up there this time, as you'll notice. I need to get some more card to make some more up, so. Well, this didn't do so well yesterday. So, whether that was because the barrel needed clean, I don't know. We'll find out now, not we? Right, so straight on. There we go. Nice. Get some elevation. Okay, a heart and non-shot target. Okay, I think we're on at that. Straight onto the slugs. Top target. Dropped, I believe. Okay, actually I'll fire one more. Make sure not just a straight slug. Alright, does need elevation. Might be too much now. Okay, I'll call it on that. And we'll go straight onto the Hatsan Gladius. Okay then folks, day 3, back at base, Just going to put some slugs through the chronograph with the Webley lightweight, and then we'll discuss the results from the backyard 20-yard range and the 40-yard range at the Tinsley Park Shooting Club. So we'll just start off with the chronograph test. I've loaded a magazine of 8 rounds, so that's how many there is in a Webley lightweight. Now these are the same sort of rifles as say the Logan axes and them kind of things, Webley axes, and Frederick Axelson had a lot to do with these. Okay then, shot one. First off, folks, apologies, I had set the chronograph at 11.8 foot grains instead of 17.8 foot grains. But luckily enough, if you've got an FX Chrony, you can adjust the settings on it and it will then bring out what it would have been having changed the settings. So what you can see in front of you now are the results of the chronograph testing with the Webley lightweight and the 17.8 grain slugs. Gave us an average of 11.5 foot-pounds, a high of 10.8 and a low of 9.4. Close to 2 foot-pounds lower than what a pellet would be running through it, put it that way, an 18 grain pellet. So just an update there. I have adjusted it now, so what you see is what it actually was. So if I refer to 6.3 foot-pounds as an average, it's not. It's 9.5. Let's discuss that on its own. Now, I know this rifle's pushing out 11.5 foot-pound with pellets. Grainage of these slugs is like towards the heavier end of the pellet, 17.8 grains, right into 2. So why is it not more powerful than that? Well, I put it down to, with a pellet you've got a skirt on it, and as the air goes through, the pellet expands the skirt, grips the barrel, and you've got no lost air around the edge of the pellet. With the slugs, the way they're designed, they don't open up like a pellet, so if there is any kind of gap, it will get around the rifling. So that's all I can put that down to. A lot of people think they're going to be a lot more energy than a pellet, but looking at that, they're not. What I will do, I'll put some of my 18 grain pellets through it and you'll see the difference. But even saying that, we've got an average of 9.5 foot-pounds. Put that down to feet per second. So that's an average of 490 feet per second. A high of 499, so we've got a low of 487. That gives us a spread of 12, standard deviation of 3.8 feet per second. So having said that, we'll go on to the results of the accuracy test, what we've got in front of me. So when I did the backyard test, the Webley lightweight came in second with a 7mm group at 20 yards, 7mm. The Air Arms S200 came in next with a group of 18mm, which is the size of a 5p piece. After that we had the Hatsan Gladius, which seemed to be not quite doing so well at 20 yards, and that gave a spread of 25mm, which is around an inch. And then moving on to the Hatsan Gladius. Now this is the one that was quite an interesting result. So if you remember, I zeroed in with the 18.13 grain JSB heavy pellets first, before I fired up any of the slugs, just so we got, I didn't waste any slugs, but we got a pellet that was a similar weight to this. But what I did find was, once I got a good group going on with the pellets, I'd take a shot with the rifle and it'd be pretty much close near to what the pellet was with the slugs. But in the case of the Hatsan Gladius, it was totally different. It shot low and to the right. So the first group I fired with it, I think I fired 3 shots, and it gave me a group of 6mm. So then I zeroed it in, and it still gave me a group of 6mm. So if you look at that, the Hatsan Gladius tended to be the most accurate out of the 4 rifles by a millimetre to the Webley lightweight. So then we went down to the range the following day, pushed the range out straight out to 40 yards. I didn't want to mess around, straight out to 40. Started off with the Webley lightweight, and we still only got a group there of 15mm, which is, thinking about it, 18mm is 5 piece. So 15mm we got with the Webley lightweight. Now you would think, based on the results before that, the Gladius would do well, wouldn't you? But it didn't work out that way. So then we got onto the Aeron's S200. That gave us a result of 23mm, just under an inch. And then we went on to the Hatsan Gladius, which was the worst result on the backyard range at 25mm. But listen to this, at 40 yards, the Hatsan Gladius gave us 26mm. So at least you can say it's consistent in accuracy. So between 20 and 40 yards, there was only 1mm difference in the group. But then the surprise of the day was the Hatsan Gladius, whereas at 20 yards it was doing a 6mm group, but at 40 yards it was doing 30mm group, which is about 1.25 inches. So I don't know what was going on there. We did have wind, constant wind with some gusts of 9 miles an hour, but you wouldn't think it would have affected it too much. Now, bearing that in mind, when I've fired these slugs before, this is the kind of power results I've got. I've actually had to turn the power up for the slugs to get it close to what the power of the pellets were, but then turn it back down again when I got home for the pellets, because it meant the pellets would be a lot more power. So that's something to bear in mind when you get these slugs. Chronograph them straight away, tune your rifle to it and then test it, but then tune your rifle with your pellets and make sure they're not over the limit. But obviously in this test, with those kind of groups ranging from 15mm, 23, 26 and 30 at 40 yards, yes, it will retain the energy, but it's not that much energy retained anyway, is it, at the end of the day? Really interesting results. Because it's not like the slug weigh less than the pellet. Like I say, all I can put it down to is the fact that when you put a pellet through a barrel, the skirt expands, grips the barrel and retains that pressure as it's coming through the barrel and out. Whereas the slugs, because there's no expansion, you're probably getting lost air down the sides of the grooves of the rifling. Interesting results, interesting tests. So that is basically it. I wanted to see how the slugs at 17.8 grains would shoot for a 2.2, because it's similar sort of weight to an heavy pellet. Power wise, very surprising. Accuracy wise, very good. So I put the Webley lightweight at the top of the list for accuracy above all the rifles. If it weren't for the Gladius, that may have took the trophy, but it didn't. So it comes in at the Webley lightweight, the Aeron's S200, Hatsan Gladius and Hatsan Gladius. In fact, I'll put the Hatsan Gladius and Gladius at a draw, because close in the Gladius won it, further out the Gladius won it. But there we go. That is the Pro Hunter 17.8 grain dish bottom shaped slugs, hollow points. And that's it for this part of the test. Probably get some more slug testing done at a later date. Like I say, Wildman are going to try and sort out a slightly different diameter slug for me to try, and when that happens I'll show you the results on that. But always worth considering for those that hunt. I mean, close range shooting, ratting 20-25 yards, I'd say yeah, and I'd also say yes if you can find a rifle that suits the slugs, that can shoot 15mm groups at 40 yards. You can't say better than that. You probably need to tune your rifle to the slug you're going to use, but then make sure that your rifle is back down to correct powers when you finish shooting the slugs, to make sure that pellets aren't going above what they need to be. But interesting results. Still got quite a few slugs left here actually. I'll hang on to them. This is horses for courses, and there might be a time when I'll use these through the Webley lightweight. Could even tune her up a bit, see what she's like then. Because if it's getting that accuracy at 40 yards, 15mm group at 40 yards, if I tune this up to 11.6, 11.7, am I going to get the same sort of accuracy at 60 yards? It's something worth considering. If you're interested in a video like that, let me know, and I'll do it. So there we go then. That's the Pro Hunter Suede Slugs at 17.8 grains in 2T, and I'll see you in the next video.